I'm David Kazarian, treasurer at St. Hagop Armenian Church, and I'd like to talk to you about stewardship. Now, you may wonder why the background. It's because I'm in Colorado. You see, last week I gave this very same talk about stewardship at the church, but the electronics failed us. Now I'm going to use electronics to memorialize the talk. So here's what I said last week. A very wise man, my dad, once told me something that made a great impression on me. He made a statement about people in lectures or talks. He said, "Those that speak the longest know the least." All you have to do is listen to a politician to verify that fact. So my talk will be very brief. But before I start, I want to tell you a story. There was once a strong man at a circus sideshow who demonstrated his power before large audiences every night. Toward the end of one performance, he squeezed the juice of a lemon between his hands. He said to the onlookers, "I will offer $200 to anyone here who can squeeze another drop out of this lemon." A thin older lady hobbled up to the stage. She picked up the lemon, clamped it between her two frail, bony hands. She squeezed, and out came a teaspoonful of lemon juice. The strong man was amazed. He paid the woman $200, but privately asked her, "What's the secret to your strength?" "Practice," the woman answered. "I've been treasurer of my church for 42 years. Well, I'm not here to tell you how I want to squeeze the last dollar out of our collection plate. I'm here to tell you about stewardship and what stewardship means to me. Years ago, I came to this church and I felt the warmth that came from the membership. I felt comfortable and I felt a connection to all of you. As the church transitioned to stewardship and away from membership, I was enthusiastic about the change. I was more than happy to participate with dollars unencumbered by the notion that a certain number of dollars would lead to membership. But stewardship is more than money. There are people in this church that contribute their time to benefit the church. Some people donate more than time. And I don't want to mention individuals that have done this because I'm sure I'd forget someone. There's so many people that give of their time. They're too numerous to count. Ladies at our social hour, people that have changed air conditioner filters, plumbers that solve water problems, and people that visit our members from home to let those homebound people know how important they are to our church. People that fix things that go wrong, like leaking freezers and door checks that don't work properly. I've seen people pick up debris from palm trees before church. That's all stewardship, even though sometimes money doesn't pass from those individuals to the church, but many times it does. That's stewardship. We don't see those dollars in the collection plate, but they benefit the church. Having said that, I have to stop for a moment. I said I wasn't going to mention names, but you can see a tapestry that's on the wall. That was given to my wife and I by Rudy Kamachan, a lady that was the personification of stewardship. I will mention her name because of her untiring devotion to the church. Now, getting back to my talk, having said that, our stewardship pledges and payments have saved us financially during the COVID virus crisis. If it weren't for those stewardship donations, we would have had to use a great deal of our savings to make it through the months after lockdown. I've heard other churches have had serious problems with finances during the lockdown. That's why those stewardship donations are so important. In closing, I have to tell you a story about two men that were in a small plane that crashed on a deserted island. One man was nervous because the island was remote. The other, calm, he spent his time sunning himself. The first man asked, How can you be so calm? We're on a deserted island, miles from home, no civilization in sight. The second said, I make $10,000 a week. I always tithe. This is Stewardship Week. I'm sure our priest will find us. So in closing, I want to thank you for your stewardship contributions. They make our church possible. Thank you.